Hi guys, welcome back to today's class, day 7 of the Kids Coding Fest. So today we are going to talk about
creating social media graphics. So before we get to understand what social media graphics is all about, let's look at the goal for the day. All right. So the first goal of the day is to understand how to size graphics properly for different social media platforms. Okay. To learn different techniques for making their graphics engaging and appealing. Right. So we are going to get to understand different social media document size, all right, and then what makes these social media graphics engaging and appealing, right? So now let's get to understand what social media graphics is all about. Social media graphics are pictures, posters, and designs that we see on social media platform. I know by now you guys should be used to social media designs, right? Like your Facebooks, where you get to see people's pictures that they share, right? Designs, posters, understand? Like in your Facebook, your Instagram, different social media platform. So the first platform we are going to look at is the Instagram, where people post photos and quotes. So mostly people do post photos and quotes in Instagram and even sales. So here now, this is how the Instagram size document looks like. You understand? It's usually a square. We call it 1080 by 1080. We still get to see about that. Okay. So the next one we have here is Facebook, where people share news or updates. Right. So mostly in Facebook, people share news, updates, photos, videos about themselves, but then it's mostly for news and updates. You understand? So now we have this flyer. Look at the document size. This is how Facebook document size. This is how it looks like. So another social media graphics we're going to look at is WhatsApp status. All right, everybody should be familiar with this WhatsApp status because that is the social media graphics that people use the most for me. So you can post your pictures, birthday message, or funny content, right, or your WhatsApp status. Just like the picture you have here, this is how the WhatsApp status looks like. Okay. So the next one we have the Pinterest. Okay, a platform full of creative and inspiring image. You understand? So Pinterest is basically where, and for me, I call it fashion lifestyle app, right? Anything that has to do with fashion, lifestyle, basically creative or inspiring image, you can mostly get them in Pinterest or even when you are designing, right? I told you guys about template. Okay, template is basically what you have to look at for beginners that are designing. Then maybe you want to make a flyer or a poster, but then you have no idea what you want to do, right? You can just go to Pinterest, search that particular. If you're making a birthday flyer, you can just search birthday flyers, all right? And you see different designs by different people, and you can just get your idea from there. The idea of what you want to do. You understand? So, as a graphic designer, Pinterest is a very important app that you should learn how to use. So the next one we have Twitter, right? Twitter now known as X, right? Where people post short message with pictures or info. This is a design, right, made with Twitter document size. So the next one, we're talking about sizing graphics for different platforms. I want to believe that at the first day of the class, I told you guys that for each design that you want to make, there is a document size for it. Do you understand? If you want to make a post, if you want to design flyer that you want to post on Facebook, right, you will not use the Instagram size document for the Facebook only. Because why? When you upload it on Facebook, right, the size will not be the same thing. Do you get? And then some parts might crop out or it might be too small, and when you try to stretch it, it might be blur. Do you understand? So for each social media platform that you want to design for, there is a document size for it. So like I said, each social media platform has different images size that work best. If you don't use the right size, the graphics can look stretchy or blurry. Okay, so key social media size, let's look at them. So we have the Instagram. The document size that is popular for Instagram size is known as 1080 by 1080 document size. Is basically a square. You get? And when you are using Canva has made this easy for you, unlike Photoshop or other apps that you need to create your document size. So when you want to create a design, like we always do whenever we want to make a design, we always go and create a document size. Do you understand? And if you have noticed, we have used different document size in our designs. Okay, so Canva has made this easy for you that you don't need to go and start creating your document size from the scratch. Okay, what you just need to do is just to search that particular design or social media platform that you want to design, and then you will see that the document size will come out. So here now in Canva, you see we have different document size for Instagram. We have for Instagram post, which is 4 by 5. We have for Instagram post square. You understand? We have for Instagram story. So if you want to make a design that you upload on your Instagram story, we have a template for it, a document size for it. The same thing for Instagram profile picture. If you can remember, we used this to make our profile picture, which was the first design that we made. So we have another design for Instagram story video, Instagram reel cover. So you have gotten to see that when you are designing, depending on your design that you want to make for Instagram, for example, there are different document size for it. So you get to choose the one that you want to use. So the next one we have Facebook, right? So Facebook use 12,000 by 630 pixel. It's called the horizontal rectangle. Okay, so if you look at here again, we have different document size from Canva. Okay, we have the one for Facebook post landscape. Okay, we have the one for Facebook post square. Understand? Facebook cover landscape, Facebook video, Facebook ad. So we have different document size for Facebook designs in Canva. Do you understand? And then the next one we have here is Twitter. All right. So now, if you look at here too, you see that we have different document size for Twitter in Canva. You get the same thing for Pinterest. If you want to make a design for Pinterest, right, that you post on your Pinterest account, you can see that there's also different document size for Pinterest designs. You understand? So you see that Canva have made it easy for us. So what you just need to do is just ask. I want to make design for Instagram Reels. Okay, just type Instagram Reels, and then you see the document size for it. Understand? So you have gotten to understand now that in Canva, each social media graphics has a document size made for it. So you just need to search it and get the right one. Okay, so why is this sizing? Why is it important? Okay, why is this sizing? Why is it important? Because it makes your design look sharp and clear, and it fits the platform perfectly. Like I said, if you use a document size that you're supposed to use to design, let me say you need to design for Instagram, and you use a Facebook document size and you put it on Instagram, it will not fit. And then it might require you to, let me say, if it is small, it might require you to come and start, stretching the design. And then if you not make your design fine, it will not look sharp again. So sizing is very, very important, right? When you are making a design, especially a social media design, right? Because it makes your design look sharp and clear. Okay? So now, adding engaging elements, all right? Adding engaging element. Let's look at what makes a social media graphics engaging. Yes, let's look at it because it's one of the things we stated in our goals. The first one is color. In your social media designs, right, you use bright or matching colors that catch the eyes. You understand? Example, Easter themed color like yellow, pink, or pastel green. Do you understand? So in your designs, I've always talked about this, that the colors that you use in your design is very, very important. Now we are seeing it here again, right? We are seeing it here again. So you need to use bright and matching colors, right, that catches the eye. Colors that when people see, they will want to, go through your design and be like, who designed this, or what is this flyer or poster talking about? Do you understand?
The next one we're looking at is fonts. So in your social media graphics design, it's best that you use bold fonts for the main message and simple fonts for smaller details. Keep text easy to read, and especially on small screen. Okay, so I've told you guys again that fonts that you use in your design is very, very important, right? So you use bold fonts for the most important message, right? And then the lesser information, you use the smaller font for it. You understand? So this is like where hierarchy comes in, where you make the main message in bold, right? And then the smaller ones, you make it small, all right? So the next one we'll be looking at is images and icon. So you add pictures, shapes, or icons to make the post interesting. Okay, example, for a motivational post, use symbols like sunrise, mountain, or stars. You understand? So in your designs, it's always good to make use of images or icons. Do you understand? So that your design looks eye-catching and attractive, that people want to, look at it. The next one is alignment and spacing. So arrange everything neatly. Leave some empty space so it doesn't look crowded. Like we talked about in one of our classes where we talked about negative space, all right? So not jam packing everything, but then giving space when you place each element, right? So that your design look neat, okay? And then it is easy for people to read, all right? So now, why is this sizing? Why is it important, right? Because it makes your design look sharp, it makes it look clear, and it fits the platform perfectly. Now that we know what social media graphics are and why people use them, it's time to create our own. Okay, so we'll be designing a fun and colorful Instagram post just like the ones we see online. All right, so we'll be making these sales Instagram posts that we're going to post on our Instagram. All right, so before we go to the practical aspect of it, right, let's just go through the steps like we usually do and just do the steps, and then we'll go to our Canva to start designing. All right, so now the step one is to create a new design. By now you guys should know our step one, to always create a new design. The document size we'll be using for this is Instagram post, okay, because I'm looking for Instagram. So now the next one is to set the background color, right? So to set the background color, you click on the empty canvas, which is our document size, right? And at the top here, choose a light blue color or use the color code, all right? Or for soft blue background, all right? So the next one is to add a rectangle. So once we are done creating our background, we need to add a rectangle, okay, that will place the picture in it. So like this rectangle serves as our picture frame, okay? So you go to tools, click on shapes, and then get a rectangle and resize it as you see in the picture. So the next thing we are going to do is to add the image. So to add the image, we go to elements, all right, and search for a little girl wearing hat, just like I did right here. And then you will see this image, see it right here. Once you click on it, it will appear here, but then you need to resize it to be like mine. So the next step after adding the image is to add the clouds, the clouds that we see behind the girl. So to add the clouds, you go to elements and just search cloud shapes. So you pick anyone you like, all right, and then place it like you see in the picture. After that, the next thing we'll do is to add the balloon. So we go to elements and search for hot air balloon logo, all right, like here. And then you go down until you find the one. So the one I use right here, okay, and then you just scale it down a bit and then you put it right here. The next one is to add the rainbow, okay, add the rainbow. Go to element again and search for rainbow with stars, all right. Resize it and place it like you see right here in the picture. So after that, the next thing again is to add the discount badge. All right, so we go back to elements and then search for 50% off badge. You will see a lot of 50% off badge right here. So you just get anyone you like. For me, I try to use this. So just get it, resize it, and keep it however you want it to be. Okay, so the next step for you is to add text and effects, which I believe is the last test. So you go to text and add a text box, okay? Then change the color and add effects. You can add your effects here, all right? You can change your fonts here, all right? So now we have made sales flyer for Instagram. So right now that I have finished going through the steps, let's go to our Canva and then start designing. So now I've opened my Canva and I'm now in my Canva home page. Okay, so the first step is for us to create a new design. So to create a new design, right, we click on this open bar menu right here. If you click on it, you can see create a design. So we click on create a design, all right, and then once we have done that, we need to search for Instagram post document size. Okay, see, I can even see mine right here, but then let's just search for it. So we say Instagram, so you click enter. So you see now I have this one here and I have this one here. So the one I want to use is this one, the square one, Instagram post 1080 by 1080. Click on it. All right, so now my document size is ready, right? And I'm now in the design editor home page. All right, next thing I'm going to do is to change the background color. We want a soft blue or light blue color. So how do I do that? By clicking on my document size. So I click here, right? You see the color icon is out here. So you see background color. So I click on this background color right here. Then I click on the color that has a cross inside it, this particular one right here. Okay, you can decide to choose your colors from here. You can decide to just pick this color or this one, right? But I don't want to pick this color, so what do? I click here. Okay, so I choose my color. I've gotten the perfect color that I want to use, you know, sky blue color. So now this is the color that I want to use for my Instagram post design. So the next thing I'm going to do is to add a rectangle. Okay, so to add a rectangle, I come down here to tools. So I click on tools, then I click on shapes. All right, then I'll add the first shape that I see there. All right, so now I have to resize this, like shape it how I want it to be. Okay, so I have to shape it how I want it to be. All right, this is okay for me. So what do I have to do? I need to change this color to white color. I need to change the color to white. So I click on my shape and then come to color here, click on it, okay, and then I add color, white color. Okay, so now I have this. All right, so now the step 3 is done. So we move to the next step, which is the fourth one, right? So the first step is for us to add the image. So to add the image, we click on elements here. So you click on elements. All right, so we need to search. What do we need to search? A little girl wearing a hat. So we say a little girl wearing a hat. So press enter. So you guys know we have always been using graphics, right? This particular one, whenever we want to, you know, we are designing, okay? But this time around, we are going to use photos. So we come to photos here. Under see all, we click on it, okay? Then we'll start looking for the particular picture that we want to use. All right, remember that the one that has crown is not to be used unless you are using Pro. So you just come down here. Okay, I've gotten it. So see the picture I want to use right here. All right, so you don't have to be patient and search for the picture that you want to use. So this particular picture is the one I want to use. So you can use any other picture that you see right here, but I want to use this particular one. So I click on it, all right, and you see that my picture has appeared here. But now the picture has covered even the rectangle. So what do we need to do? We need to crop it out and place it how we want it to be. So I bring this one down here, all right? Then I make it small, I scale it down a bit. So I make it like this. And then I place it here. Let me make it big a little. Now I have this. This is perfect. So you see the rectangle is serving as my picture frame. All right, I don't want to come and get frame, the normal picture frame holder. Why? Because this picture will enter inside it, but then I want to have this border line like this. Okay, so now that we have added the image, the next step that we want to do is to add the clouds. All right, so we need to add the clouds. So to do that, we come back here to elements. We are going to make use of elements very well today. So we come back to elements to clear this particular one that we have used. All right, so the next thing we are going to do is to search cloud shapes. So you press enter. So this time we are making use of graphics, not photos. Okay, so we come here to see all. We click on see all. All right, so we start searching for the ones we want to use. There are so many clouds here, so you can use any particular one I want to use. So I want to use this particular one right here. All right, I know it's not white. Well, I can still change the color to white. All right, so I click on this, so it have appeared here. The next thing I want to do is to change the color first before I resize it. All right, so I come to color here and then I click on it. I change it to white. So you now see I now have a white cloud. So I move this, scale it down a bit, and then put it like this. Okay, I'll put it like this. So now, instead of me to come and get another cloud, all right, from elements, I should just duplicate this. By now, we should be familiar with duplicating. So we click on this, okay, come here, click on duplicate. Now we have two clouds. So we place this one somewhere around here, all right? So now, the next thing we want to do is to also duplicate this particular one. So we come here, duplicate it, and then we place it somewhere around here. All right, so now we have our clouds. Okay, we have our clouds. So what is the next element that we need to add now that we have added our cloud? Is to add the balloon, the hot air balloon. Okay, so now we come to elements. All right, clear this, and then we search hot air balloon. So you press enter. Okay, let's add balloon logo. Press enter. Okay, so now you need to search for it again. So you come down here, see all, you click on see all. So you can see all. See, there are different ones. So these ones have the crown icon, which means they are pro. Okay, so now what we need to do is to click on this one. This is the particular one that I want to use. So I click on it here. Now it has appeared here. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to scale it down a bit, okay, and then place it here. But if you look at this, my hot air balloon, the cloud that comes with it is dark blue. Okay, but then I want it to be white, just like the normal clouds that I have here, so like it looks more real. So what do? I click on it. Okay, you can see the color icons here, which means I can change the colors of this. Okay, so the yellow one now is for the yellow stripe color that we can see here. All right, while the blue one here is for the blue cloud. Okay, so what do I need to do? Since the clouds are blue, I click on this particular one and I change it to white. You see now that my clouds are white. The same there, I can still see some green colors here. So I click on this particular one again, I change it to white. So now I have this. All right, but then I don't want this color. I don't like this yellow color that comes with this balloon. So I want to change it. So what do? I click on this yellow and I pick the color that I want to use. But if you like the color, you can leave it. No need to change the color. But I don't like my own color, so I want to change it. So I want to put an orange color for it. So I click on it, okay? And now I have this. This is how I want it to be, okay? So now the next thing that we need to add in this our design is to add the rainbow. Right, we need to add the rainbow. So to add the rainbow, okay, we come to elements again, And then this time around, we search for rainbow with stars. So search for rainbow with stars. So we press enter. We come down here, we click on see all. Alright, so we start looking for the rainbow that we want to use. I'm looking for the rainbow that I want to use. So see the rainbow I want to use here. This particular one here, you see it has stars. So I click on it. Alright. I scale it down a bit. And then I place it somewhere around here. So you see, my flyer is coming together. Alright, it's coming together one after the other. So now that we have done this, okay, the next thing we need to do is to put the discount badge, you know, the one that says 50% discount. So we are back to elements again. You see that in this design, you made use of elements very well. So we come back here to elements and then we click. We search for 50% off badge, 50% off badge. Okay, search for 50% off badge. So now I want this particular one. So what do? I click on it. Okay, so I click on it. So now it's big. It's even covered everything that I have been doing. So what do? I scale this down a bit. So I keep it right here. Perfect. So now my designs are coming together. So I think the next thing that we need to do, which is the final step, is to add the text, all right, and then the effects. So to do this, okay, we go to text, click on text, all right, add a text box. So click on add a text box here. See, our text is here. So you write kids collection sales. Okay, so I have this right here. So I move this to here. But then if you look at the design that we had, you see that the kids collection had a curved line. But then before we put that, let's first of all increase this text. Let's increase it. So to do that, you know, here I told you guys we have the minus side which says decrease font size, and we have the plus one. So we don't want to decrease, we want to increase. So we click on this so that we'll see what we are doing. So now we have this. And then the next thing I'm going to do before I change it to curve is to put the font that I want to use. I don't want to use this particular font. So I click on the font here, right? I click on it and then I come down here, click, and then I put the font I want to use. So I want to use a display font. So the name of the display font I want to use is Playfair Display. So I search Playfair. Display. All right. So see the font right here. See the font. So I click on the font. See, now my font has changed. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do, right, is to change the color of this text. All right. So I come here under the A that has so many colors, right? I change it to orange. Okay. But then if you look at this orange, you see that you can hardly read it. All right, so let's make the orange darker because now we're having a light color on a light color text on a light background. So we need to make the text darker so that people can read it. You see now is a bit more readable. All right. So the next thing we are going to do now is to add effects to this text. So how do we do that? Up here you will see effects. Okay. So you click on effects. Then these are so many effects that you can put on your fonts. There are so many effects that you can put on your fonts. So I want to use this one, outline, like it looks like kind of a shadow, kind of, all right? So I click on this outline. You see what I'm talking about? So now, the color for this outline is this dark brown color, but I don't want it. I want to make it white, okay? So I click on this color right here, then click on white. You see, now I have this. So now to make it curve, okay, so I come down here, right? So you see this one, none, and this one, curve. So we click on the curve, and now we have this, okay? But then if you look at this, you can see that the curve is too much, okay? The curve is too much. So what do? I still go down a bit, and you can see curve line, right? So here I can, either increase it or decrease it. You see what's happening? So now I want to decrease mine a bit. I want it to be like this. So I want it to be in 19, all right? So now I have this. But then looking at this, I still want to change the color for my font. So I click here, come down here, okay? Come here, and then change the color for the font. Okay, so now let's increase the font a bit. Wow. So now we have this. What makes social media engaging, right? They say when you are done, you should try, to put alignment and arrange your work neatly. So now I see that this is nearly touching this. So what do I need to do? I bring this down a little bit right here. All right, reduce this a bit. Okay, so you see, I've arranged my work, and this is my kids collection sales, right, which I'm offering 50% discounts. So I can post this in my Instagram account. All right, I can post this in my Instagram account, and it will fit perfectly well. Why? Because the document size that we use is Instagram 1080 by 1080, basically a square. Okay, so now we have successfully made a flyer, right, for our Instagram post. Okay, so you can post this on your mom's or dad's account if they have. For our mini project, right, I want you to recreate the design we just made. You guys know how we do it now, but in your own creative way, right? Choose a fun picture of a child or items or kids, or you can even put your own picture, okay, and add a big text like kids sales or something similar. You understand? Add a price tag or discount label using any shape you like. Decorate your post with fun elements like clouds, star, or balloon to make it playful. Try to make your design colorful and eye-catching, right? Just like a real ad for kids. So basically, I just want you guys to make this design, right? Just follow the process, but then I want yours to be a different color. I want to see a different font, different elements, but you can just follow the process. Remember to submit your mini project in the Lean School app, because I will always check your assignments. All right, thank you all for today. Bye. See you in my next class.